আমরা বায়োলজি সেখানে করছি এবং ধীরে ধীরে আরো অনেকগুলো করার আমরা পরিকল্পনা এখানে আছে। সেটা নিয়ে আমরা পরবর্তী সময়ে আমরা
implemented. So also for the afforestation program, we also need a strong and robust nursery development program. It's not yet over, and up till March, we plan to reach at least. The recent celebrations that have been done include the World Environment Day celebrated on the 5th of June at Sepaichila, the International Clouded Leopard Day on the 4th of August 2022 at Sepaichila, the World Elephant Day on 12th of August celebrated at Komarghat and Khowai and Sepaichila, and the Wildlife Week was celebrated in all the districts of Tripura from 1st to 7th October 2022, and which is culminated in the celebration of the state level Wildlife Week on the 29th of October, just a few days ago. And the program was inaugurated by the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Honorable Shri Jishnu Devarmaji at Sepaichila Wildlife Sanctuary. So, in addition to this, we have also taken up the integrated development of various wildlife habitats in different parts of the state. These include through the scheme of IWDH. Through this scheme, we take up creation of fruit plantations, fodder plantations, creation of water holes, creation of accommodation for field staff, and also entry point activities as per the wildlife management plan of the protected areas, that is the sanctuaries or the national parks. And also the other initiative that is being taken up by the Forest Department in a big way is the renovation of the Sepaichila Zoo. Every year we try to add or try to improve the existing infrastructure in the Sepaichila Zoo, as that is the pride of the Forest Department of Tripura. And we have during 21-22 an amount of ₹1 crore was spent for various maintenance works, and also in addition about 20 lakhs we also have spent for renovation of enclosures through the Campa Fund. During 21-22 also 1.72 crores has been placed from Campa for underground cabling for electricity lines to prevent the electrocution of wild animals, especially the spectacled monkey within Sepaichila, and an estimate out of the estimated cost of 1.5 crores or 1 crore are already transferred to PWD for this purpose. So also we have during 2018-19 1 crore has been placed by the Central Zoo Authority for development of 3 enclosures, the Himalayan bear, the fishing cats and the reptiles, and these are currently in the different stages of construction by the PWD. In addition, we are under the Sepaichila Zoo, we are taking up conservation breeding program for 4 endangered species. These 4 endangered species include the clouded leopard, the binturong, the spectacled monkey, and this is being run by the Sepaichila Zoological Park. And recently there was I'm happy to state that there was birth of 2 clouded leopard cubs. And normally it is very difficult for saving these clouded leopard cubs in captivity because of different issues. But I'm happy to state that both these two cubs were actually hand reared by the naturalist in Sepaichila, and these were successfully reared. This is the first time in the country that this has happened, and the credit goes to the Sepaichila Zoo for that, and to the naturalist and the other team, the wildlife. Therefore, the number of seedlings raised by us in our nurseries is also an amount of 1 crore and 22 lakhs has been distributed to 136 self-help groups during the campaign. As a part of this Prati Ghare Sushashan campaign, 1 crore and 22 lakh rupees have been distributed to the SSGs as for revolving fund, which will give a great impetus to the SSG movement in the state. Then every year, as you are all aware, we have this Van Mahotsav, and the state level Van Mahotsav is first of all the Van Mahotsavs are celebrated in each and every district, and then the state level Van Mahotsavs are celebrated at the state level. During 21-22, due to the COVID pandemic, the state level One Mahotsav was celebrated at Nehru Park in Agartala on a limited scale because of the pandemic, COVID pandemic. However, during 22-23, with the pandemic now behind us, we have celebrated the state level Mahotsav in a big way at Kumarghat, Unakoti on 20th of July. State level One Mahotsav was presided over by the Honorable ARDD Minister, Shri Bhagwan Das ji. He presided over the state level One Mahotsav, and also as a part of not only the One Mahotsav and the regular plantations that are being taken up by the Forest Department, we also undertake mass plantation drives with the view of involving the largest number of stakeholders possible as a part of the tree plantation program. So during 21-22, we had taken up a mass plantation drive involving the forest staff, the public at large, and also the other departmental staff of the other government departments of the state. Our GFMC members who are also important stakeholders in the forest department setup, and also the school and college students, and then also the paramilitary forces like the CRPF, the BSF, and public representatives also participate actively in these mass plantation drives. And during the year 21-22, we had taken up a big initiative, and in 2 minutes, from 11 a.m. to 11:02 p.m. on 13th of July 2021, we had planted 48,576 seedlings, and during 22-23, similarly we had taken up an initiative setting for ourselves a bigger target, and I'm happy to state that about 1,02,230 number of seedlings were planted within a space of 5 minutes on 28 June 2022 from 11 a.m. to 5 minutes past. The state government is implementing the ambitious scheme of Prati Ghar Sushashan campaign. On a campaign mode, this scheme is being implemented by the state government with a view to ensure that the government schemes and the government programs are taken to the doorstep of the people. So, as a part of this scheme, Forest Department is also converging all its resources and taking all the forestry related programs to the people themselves, and also facilitating all the programs, all the requirements that the people have with the Forest Department. So, this include under this scheme, the Forest Department is participating in all the Vikas meetings, in the Vikas Melas that are being organized by the district administrations, and the camps that are being organized by the district administration, each and every panchayat of the state. So the Forest Department is actively participating in this, and we are doing seedling distribution, taking up seedling distribution free of cost to the people. Whatever seedlings they need of the species that they require are being made available. There is a stall that we put up in each of these melas. The people are free to come there, select the seedlings that of their choice, and these are then handed over to them. So, also as a part of this program, all the seedlings are given free of cost to all the people. Also, the tree registration certificate, which is an important document for the people for getting jot permits for the permits of those trees that are growing on private land. So this TRCs for getting the TRCs, earlier the people were required to come to the Forest Department, submit the documents. Now we are facilitating that as a part of during the administrative camps under the scheme of Prati Ghar Sushashan campaign. In these camps, Vikas meetings and melas, we will put up a counter there, a kiosk, and the people can come and apply for the TRC, and those who have applied earlier for the TRCs will be handed over to them during the camp or the mela or the Vikas meeting. So also as a part of this campaign, we are ensuring that in each of the Anganwadi centers throughout the state, we plant five seedlings. These seedlings are of those plants that are nutritionally important. The fruits, these are fruit-bearing plants, and the fruits of these plants will, when these plants grow up, the fruits will be readily available for the children who come to the Anganwadi. So they can be part of the diet and will help in the nutritional, augmenting the nutritional status for the children who come to the Anganwadi centers. And also the other initiative taken up by the department as a part of the Prati Ghare Sushasan campaign is the disbursement of loan or the revolving fund to the self-help groups through the Tripura JICA project. And up to the previous fortnight of this month, I am happy to state that up till now, about 14,797 seedlings have been supplied as a part of during this campaign to about 7,148 beneficiaries. 151 tree registration certificates have been distributed to the people who had earlier applied for these TRCs, and 11 number agar registrations for the private agar plantations have also been done as a part of these campaigns. Then seedling planting has been done in 803 Anganwadi centers. So this is a large number. About 803 Anganwadis, the forest department has ensured that 5 seedlings are planted of fruit plants in each of these Anganwadi centers, so that in the coming years these fruits are available readily to the children who comes to commemorate different occasions. As a part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav on the 13th of August, the Honorable Chief Minister took up a tree plantation drive, took up a tree plantation program in Agartala in the Secretariat complex, and this was followed as a part of the Independence Day celebrations. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav was also followed up by a rally, Run for Green Tripura, which was flagged off by the Honorable Chief Minister himself. So, as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and as a part of the Independence Day celebrations, the Forest Department had also taken up a photo exhibition on wildlife and biodiversity of Tripura. This was organized at Ravindra Saptavarshiki Bhavan, and the photo exhibition was inaugurated by our Honorable Minister for Forest and for Revenue, Shri N.C. Deparma sir. He had inaugurated this, and we saw some excellent photographs, not only by the forest staff, but also we had encouraged photographers from outside the department to showcase their beautiful photography. And I'm happy to say that some of the really beautiful world-class photographs had been seen as a part of this photo exhibition. Local communities in the afforestation programs. We have taken up the school nursery scheme, school nursery yojana. Under this program, we select specific schools, and these schools are each given rupees 10,000 for each raising about 1,000 seedlings through the students. So the great advantage here is the students also get involved in the raising of seedlings, and through that way they learn a lot about the environment, they learn a lot about how seedlings are raised, and in a way they also learn about nature and environment, and therefore this greatly helps the students by learning by doing. So through different years, this scheme had been taken up. In the year 2021, we had taken up a large number of school nurseries. This was about 93 schools were selected, but this year we have taken up 19 so far, and each of them have already been given about 10,000 rupees each school, which comes to a total of about 1.9 lakhs. And we are also further planning. We have already sent a proposal to the Government of India for adding another 23 to this list, and that will augment it to about 42. So that is the total number of school nursery schemes that we are anticipating to be taken up in this financial year. So another not only do we look after the greenery and the forest in the forest in the rural areas, but also in terms of the rural, in terms of urban areas, in the municipal areas also, we are quite conscious that the green areas function as the lungs for the urban areas. And also in keeping with this, the Government of India scheme of the Nagar Van Yojana of the National Deforestation Eco Development Board, Government of India, we are converging that scheme in Tripura for increasing green cover and biodiversity in the urban areas also, with a view to provide a healthy and pollution-free environment to the city dwellers. And under this scheme, during the year 22-23, we have already taken up 4 Nagar Vans. These were recently inaugurated on the 8th of July, and these 4 Nagar Vans have been taken up in these places: in Dharnagar, in Panitila Eco Park, with a total area of about 12.9 hectares. In Kumarghat, this has been taken up in Asarampalli with about 49 hectares. In Teliamura, it has been taken up in Teliamura itself by 18.4 hectares. And in Udaipur, it has been taken up in Paratya with 44.2 hectares. So you can see the large number of green areas that are being developed in all the urban localities in Tripura, with a view to ensure a healthy environment for our people, for the people of Tripura. These Nagar Vans have been developed. Under this Yojana, a sum of about 4 lakh rupees per hectare is provided for developing these parks and Nagar Vans. And the area has to be up to a maximum of about 50 hectares, so that is the guideline in the scheme. And we are also now planning to take up with the Government of India a proposal for establishing even further number of Nagar Vans in Tripura. I may also add that the oxygen park in Agartala has also been taken up as a part of the Nagar Van Yojana. This was recently inaugurated, and I'm sure as a part of our initiative for development of conservation of the aquatic ecosystem, the Wetland Area Authority has been set up in the Forest Department. This looks after matters relating to conservation and the wise use of wetlands in the states. The department is currently implementing the centrally sponsored scheme, namely the National Plan for Conservation of Aquatic Ecosystems, the NPCA, for conservation and management of identified wetlands in the country on cost-sharing basis between the central government and the state government on a 90-10 basis, which means 90% contribution of the central government and 10% by the state government. Thus, this scheme covers various activities such as interception, diversion and treatment of wastewater, shoreline protection, lakefront development, in-situ cleaning, desilting, deweeding, stormwater management, bioremediation, lake beautification, survey and demarcation, biofencing, fisheries development, weed control, biodiversity conservation, and also awareness creation with the help of community participation. So these are all the interventions that are being taken up under the scheme. Then, of course, coming back to the community, under the Chief Minister's Swarnirbhar Parivar Yojana, the CMSPY, which is the flagship scheme of the government of Tripura. The Forest Department is also converging its resources under the scheme. Under the scheme, the target of the Forest Department is to provide 5 seedlings to each of the families, so that these seedlings are the ones that have nutritional value or medicinal value. They can be planted by the households in their homesteads, within their house, within the area around the house, and in their courtyards, and then they can get the direct benefit from these plants when they grow up. And generally, the seedlings that are given to the people under this scheme, they are species like bale or yangchak or kathal or agar or jam or sajna or neem and black pepper. So these are the species that are in demand by the local people, and these are the species that are raised by the Forest Department and given to the people as per their own demand. So this is a demand-led program and not a top-down program as such. I'm happy to state that during the year 21-22, about 9.28 lakh seedlings were distributed to the eligible beneficiaries, and during the year 22-23, so far up till now, we have already distributed 9.35 lakh seedlings to the people, and as the progression of the scheme goes further, this number is also likely to go up a little more, though not too much. But keeping in view the importance of water conservation in the rural areas, you might always be remembering that many decades ago, water was never a problem in Tripura. We had a high rainfall, and the water table also was very high. But in recent years, due to various reasons, due to climate change and due to also rapid exploitation of groundwater resources, now it has become also, not only in other parts of the country, but even in Tripura, it has become very important for us to take up soil and moisture conservation programs. So accordingly, under the different schemes, including under the externally aided programs such as the JICA project, we take up a large number of check dams every year. This fulfill not only the needs of the people for water, but also it helps us in irrigation, for agricultural, for improving agricultural productivity in the state, but also it helps us recharge the groundwater and improving the soil moisture regime, and it also reduces the soil erosion and the runoff from the catchment areas into the rivers. So this has many benefits. So as far as the number of check dams is concerned, during the year 2021-22, about 420 check dams were created with a water area of 133 hectares. During the year 22-23, the department has taken up an ambitious target of about 627 number of check dams. These also include the Amrit Sarovar check dams, which are currently in the process right now. So the importance of the check dams is that after the check dams are made, not only do they serve the purpose of soil and moisture conservation, but also these check dams are then handed over to the SHGs of the JFMCs, and these SHGs are able to take up fish culture in these check dams. Therefore, all these check dams also serve as a means of livelihood for the SHGs and also income generation programs through fish culture, through pisciculture in these check dams, in these water bodies. So regarding the Amrit Sarovar sites, so the mission Amrit Sarovar was launched by the Government of India on the 24th of April as a part of the celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav on the National Panchayati Raj Divas. And under this program, the Sarovars are to be developed in each and every district of the country. So a minimum target was laid down that there will be about 75 such farm ponds or check dams or water bodies created in each and every district of the country, and this program is also being taken up in our state as well. And Forest Department is also contributing significantly for these Amrit Sarovars. For these Amrit Sarovar sites, I will give you the numbers district-wise, which are being constructed by the Forest Department. In Unakoti, we are constructing about 58 Amrit Sarovar sites. In North District, 34. In Khowai District, 36. In West District, 46. In Sipai Jila, we have the largest number, 72. In Gumti District, we have 52. In South District, we have 47. And in Dhalai District, 45. But in Dhalai District, let me also add that all the Amrit Sarovars, though are being implemented by the Forest Department, that these are being implemented through the MG Narega scheme and not through the totally are being constructed by the Forest Department on the ground this year. So this is a significant achievement. This will be a significant achievement and will also greatly augment the number of water bodies. Good morning, Sabha ke namaskar. This is a press conference relating to the recent achievements of the Tripura Forest Department. So I'll be giving a detailed analysis of the achievement on different parameters. different kinds of works that are being taken up by the forest department. And at the end of the briefing, आप लोग चाहें तो प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं लास्ट में. So I'll start off. जैसा कि आप लोगों को मालूम है, I'll mix English and Hindi. I hope that is comfortable. Or I can speak in English only. So, as you all know, the Tripura Forest Department is concerned with the management of forest and wildlife and biodiversity resources of the state. In our state, the forests are basically the forest type is basically tropical, evergreen, semi-evergreen, and moist deciduous category of forest. We have a very high forest cover in the state. While the forest area per se is only about 60%, but the total forest and tree cover is about 73.64. So we take a lot of pride in that our state is a green state. So we have a high tree and forest cover in the state. Green Tripura is what we take pride in. Administratively, the state is divided territorially into 5 forest districts. This is the unique administrative system that we have in the forest in our state. While in other states, the forest administration system is quite different. It is not coterminous with the revenue administration system. But in our state, it is unique in the sense that the revenue administration system and the forest administration system is coterminous. It's the same. So the result is that we have this allows us to implement a large number of schemes of the central government and the state government, and also our own initiatives in a very smooth manner in convergence with the revenue administration. So this is a unique advantage that we have in Tripura, which is not enjoyed by any other state in the country. And many of the other forest departments of the country have been in touch with us, and they have asked us how you have done this kind of convergence, and they are also trying to take up similar initiatives to converge forest administration and revenue administration. So we are the first in that sense in the country. So that is a unique achievement for our state. For the forest administration, I will come first to the plantations. The forest department carries out plantations through a number of schemes. These schemes include not only the externally aided projects that we have in the state, including JICA and IGDC, but also through the CAMPA, to the National Afforestation Program, the State Plan, and MG Narega. So these are the different schemes that we use for our afforestation programs. As you can see, there have been significant achievements in this area in the last about 4 years, 5 years. Very good achievements. In 1920, the total plantations carried out by the forest department was about 3,977.24 hectares. In 2021, we increased it further to 4,902 hectares. And in 21-22, this further increased, almost doubling to 8,889 hectares. And this year, up till now, our achievement is 10,360. So you can see that every year progressively we are putting greater emphasis on plantation activities in the state with a view to ensure that our green cover in the state is maintained, and not only maintained, but also we plan that in the coming years it should be significantly augmented. Also for the afforestation program, we also need a strong and robust nursery development program for raising the seedlings, not only for our departmental plantations, but also for supplying these seedlings to other departments, to other agencies, institutions, not only institutions, but to the common public as well. So therefore, the number of seedlings raised by us in our nurseries is also significantly important. In the year 2021, we raised about 32.1 lakh seedlings. In 21-22, we raised 53.03 lakhs seedlings. And this year, up till now, we have raised about 22.82. But we must remember that the financial year is not yet over. And up till March, we plan to reach at least the same figure as we did last year, perhaps even increase it. So this will be significantly higher number as we are presenting it from now. Also, in this, as far as the nursery program is concerned, we have also taken up the new initiative of the decentralized people's nursery. Under this scheme and under this program, we also we give nursery development program to the private persons, and those seedlings are raised by them. The beneficiaries get about 4 rupees per seedling as profit. And during 22, about 6.34 lakh seedlings were raised through 225 beneficiaries. And during 22-23, about 2 lakh seedlings have already been raised, and this figure is also likely to go up during the current financial year. So the advantage here is not only we are involving the community in our afforestation program under the DCPN, Decentralized People's Nursery, but also this serves as an income generating activity for those households because they are able to get about rupees 4 per seedling raised by them as profit. So supposing they are, I'm talking about a very modest figure, suppose they raise about 10,000 seedlings, so they will be getting 40,000 rupees as profit. So this is a very good scheme and a very good way of involving the local communities